Good morning, I'm Ayshah Tull. The Prime Minister says he's on the verge of an agreement over the unfinished business of Brexit. Writing in the Sunday Times, Rishi Sunak insisted a deal could be unveiled as early as tomorrow. Without the endorsement of the DUP, Boris Johnson warns the agreement risks civil war. But Mr Sunak hit back using the former PM's own slogan, saying he will be the person who finally gets Brexit done. The latest from Lewis Warner.
A deal with the EU appears to be inching ever closer to port as the Prime Minister looks to replace the Northern Ireland Protocol that has so troubled trade. Rishi Sunak hopes his plan will make it easier to move goods from Great Britain to Northern Ireland. It's reported it could see goods given green lane status, meaning they won't face the existing checks in place under the protocol, while goods destined for the Republic of Ireland, which remains in the EU, will continue to be checked on a red lane. But some in the Prime Minister's own party aren't convinced. In a bid to reassure Brexiteers that his deal won't weaken Brexit in any way, Rishi Sunak has written in the Sunday Times, saying, "I'm a Conservative, I'm a Brexiteer, I'm a Unionist, and everything that we do will tick all of those boxes. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense to me, let alone anyone else." He said, "I'm here all weekend trying to get it done. We're giving it everything we've got."
To get a shift away, for example, in trade in goods from GB, from Britain to Northern Ireland, from having checks and declarations on individual consignments towards a more intelligence-based approach to controls. That would, if we can get that kind of deal across the line, mark a paradigm shift in the approach and will be very good news for the communities of Northern Ireland, and I think for the Good Friday Agreement as well.
Chief among the Prime Minister's critics is one of his predecessors. Boris Johnson signed the protocol that is set to be ditched, with Rishi Sunak saying he will be the one to finally get Brexit done. And the Democratic Unionist Party have said unless their concerns are met, they won't re-enter a power-sharing government at Stormont. With the EU seemingly almost on board, the Prime Minister now faces a challenge of political persuasion closer to home. High stakes in what could be a defining moment for his premiership so far. Lewis Warner, ITV News.
At least 30 people have drowned after a boat carrying asylum seekers broke apart in rough seas off the coast of Italy. A newborn baby was among the dead. More than 100 people were on board. A sixth man has been arrested in connection to the attempted murder of a senior police officer in Omagh in Northern Ireland. Detective Chief Inspector John Caldwell is still in a critical but stable condition in hospital. He was shot at a sports centre in front of his young son on Wednesday. Social housing managers will now need to study for qualifications to do the job. It's part of a drive to professionalise the sector after the death of 2-year-old Awab Ishaq in a mouldy flat. The Housing Secretary Michael Gove says social housing residents have been inexcusably let down. Final votes are being counted in Nigeria's tightest presidential election since the end of military rule more than 20 years ago. It's a crucial time for the country in the grips of a crumbling economy and widespread insecurity. Voter turnout appears to be high. And finally, an image by British street artist Banksy has appeared on Ukrainian post stamps. It's to mark the first anniversary of the Russian invasion. The mural, which was originally painted on the remains of a home in Kyiv, features an image of Vladimir Putin being flipped at a judo match with a young boy. That's all from me. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.